I was just reading about a minor uproar caused by an assignment in an international studies class at Iowa State University. The assignment was to write about the 9/11 attacks from the perspective of Al-Qaeda jihadis. College Fix posted a copy of the assignment, so let's read it. Let's focus on the 9/11 terrorist attack and how it might be interpreted differently by different people around the world. For this exercise, you have to get out of the box of our thinking about what happened on 9/11 and view it from a completely different perspective. While this may seem difficult to do, it is merely an exercise in how different people, cultures, and historical perspectives may actually be. Write a paper that gives a historical account of 9/11 from the perspective of the terrorist network. In other words, how might Al-Qaeda or a non-Western historian describe what happened? Use your imagination and make it as interesting as you like. There is no correct answer here, just your ability to look at what we consider a heinous action from other perspectives. Don't worry about the fact that you don't agree with the terrorists. The point of the exercise is to consider completely different perspectives. For this paper only, the minimum is only 500 words, because it is a little different and it's the first week. Now, there is something odd about assignments like this. Write a paper about American slavery from the perspective of the slave traders. Write about the Holocaust from the perspective of Nazis. Write about sex slaves in Iraq from the perspective of the ISIS jihadis who are raping them. Kind of weird. Nevertheless, college students do need to learn to see things from the perspective of other people, since they generally don't know how to see things from any perspective apart from their own. They're generally trained in college to cry, scream racist, and run to the nearest safe space whenever they encounter a different perspective. So, while the assignment may be in poor taste, it could help some students take a big step towards not being delusional narcissists. Let me know what you think about the assignment in the comments section. In the meantime, I went ahead and completed the assignment. Would you like to hear my response? Here goes. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Allah Almighty lists the penalties for making mischief in our lands. He declares, the punishment of those who wage war against Allah and His Apostle and strive to make mischief in the land is only this, that they should be murdered or crucified, or their hands and their feet should be cut off on opposite sides, or they should be imprisoned. This shall be as a disgrace for them in this world, and in the hereafter they shall have a grievous chastisement. While the penalties vary depending on the severity of the offense, no form of mischief is worse than bringing an unbelieving military into a Muslim land, interfering in the government affairs of a Muslim land, or oppressing Muslims. Since the U.S. military has done all of these through meddling, bombing, sanctions, and outright invasion, the U.S. military is under a death sentence. But American civilians are also under a death sentence, according to Islamic law, for our beloved Prophet declared that those who fund soldiers are responsible for what the soldiers do. The Messenger of Allah said, whoever equips a warrior in the cause of Allah, he will have a reward like his. Allah's Messenger said, he who prepares a ghazi, a fighter, going on Allah's cause, is given a reward equal to that of a ghazi. Hence, those who pay for U.S. soldiers to oppress Muslims are just as responsible as the soldiers and should receive the same penalty as the soldiers themselves. Who funds the U.S. military? American taxpayers. These teachings of Allah and His Prophet prove conclusively that Sheikh al-Mujahid, the great Osama bin Laden, was entirely correct when he said, the American people are the ones who pay the taxes which fund the planes that bomb us in Afghanistan, the tanks that strike and destroy our homes in Palestine, the armies which occupy our lands in the Arabian Gulf, and the fleets which ensure the blockade of Iraq. These tax dollars are given to Israel for it to continue attacking us and invade our lands. So the American people are the ones who fund the attacks against us, and they are the ones who oversee the expenditure of these monies in the way they wish through their elected candidates. This is why the American people cannot be innocent of the crimes committed by the Americans and Jews against us. Our perfect religion thus compels us to attack both American soldiers and American civilians. And on September 11th, 2001, the lions of our faith crushed the spirit of America, the great Satan, by killing thousands in the very heart of its economic capital, magnificently following the example set by our cherished prophet, who once proclaimed, "I have been made victorious with terror." Allahu Akbar, and death to America. 500 words on the nose. Go ahead and count them. I just sent a copy to the professor who posted the assignment. I don't know if he'll read it, but I'm willing to bet that it's the most accurate response he's ever gotten. Now, for you students who are watching this because you're in one of Professor Stroman's future classes and you did a Google search to start your research and my video popped up, feel free to use my paper as a model for your own. And be sure to watch the videos in the description box for plenty of additional material. You can go way over 500 words on this topic, which will really impress your professor.